Go.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
In this episode of Dear Bros, a vegan gets a little upset. Surprise, surprise.
Stay tuned.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton,
Manny Smith.
and today we're going to be taking a chunk out of some juicy topics. See what I did there? I did that on the fly. That ain't too bad.
That's not bad.
This is Dear Bros, a segment where we rip advice column questions off the internet and we answer them ourselves. It's Andy's turn. Andy, what is your topic?
A vegan. Just a regular old vegan.
Regular old vegan. What's that?
All right, so this one's actually titled Vegan Upset by Family's Dining Choices. Sorry. So, unlike the rest of my family of omnivores, I've been a vegan for decades. Without fail, every time we get together and go out to eat, whoever made the reservation chooses a restaurant that serves nothing I can eat. So I end up eating just bread and small dinner salad. I'm not asking that we go to a vegan restaurant, although that I'd prefer that. Just a vegan-friendly place. Advice? Question mark? What place would not have something you could eat as a vegan? Can you name a place that's like, do you serve steak? Yes. Then you also serve mashed potatoes and vegetables.
That's a good point.
So just give me the steak dinner, take off what you would have charged me for the steak, and just give me the shit that grows in the ground.
That's fair. Maybe they want something a little bit more well-rounded. I don't know what well-rounded is to
I think they just like complaining. That's what I'm going with.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, really, just think about like
You go to an Italian place.
if
get pasta.
somebody's making choices.
Is pasta made with egg?
Oh, fuck off.
I
agree with what you're saying, but I don't agree with what you're saying. If that makes sense, and you know what I mean. If you have to ask, is this pasta made with egg? You can go hungry.
No, I'm saying, is pasta made with egg?
I don't know.
Because my first thought would be go to an Italian place, get pasta with some, but it could be made with egg. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I interrupted you. Keep going.
No. That's a good point though. If you're is vegan, which one is vegan?
Vegan is you don't eat meat or animal byproducts. So you're out milk, cheese, butter. So mashed potatoes you probably can't have, including the vegetables you probably can't have.
Why can't you have mashed potatoes?
Because they probably put butter in the recipe.
Well, they can just not mash them. They have olive oil butter.
Okay, so I 100% see your point. So now the woman goes, all right, I would like the steak dinner, but instead of the steak, leave that off. Instead of the mashed potatoes, just bring me a potato baked, please. And when you make the vegetables, can you start over and not saute it in the butter? Can you saute it in olive oil?
Or just, this is the life you chose. You chose to be vegan. This is what happens when you choose to be vegan. It's not going to be easy. The world doesn't revolve around you.
No, it doesn't. But
right?
You don't think her family should try?
No. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that if she's saying that they're only choosing like unvegan friendly, I can't think of too many places besides fast food restaurants that don't serve vegetables.
Yeah, but I'm dead serious. A lot of places will saute it in butter ahead of time.
Well, listen, dude. Guess what? If you want to be that extreme, the world doesn't bend to extremists. Okay, you know the guy from Game of Thrones that played the Mountain.
Yeah.
Do you think that when he decided to be 450 pounds of muscle, when he gets onto an airplane, he's like, "Well, what the fuck? These seats are only 3 feet wide. What the fuck is that about? I need you. You're not." Complying to my body.
Did you see his weight loss?
Yeah, he's going to go in a boxing match.
Yeah, he's doing one soon, and then he's going against Eddie Hall.
He was supposed to do that first, but then Eddie Hall tore his bicep.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight, though.
They both did.
Yeah. Eddie fucked up his arm, though.
No homo, but they're both looking pretty shredded.
Yeah, well, they're giants, dude.
Yeah, they are giants.
They're giants.
They're still both like
the one is like a
300
legit giant. He's like 6'9".
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Sorry, continue.
at what point, though, does a private business have to fucking bend and everyone else have to bend to your thing? That's my point, right? If someone said, like, hey, we're going to bistro or some, like, meat-only thing, it's like, okay, like, there's a vegan in the place. Like, can we go to somewhere that, like, serves vegetables? But if you're like, oh, we have a place that serves vegetables, they're like, yeah, but they use butter made from milk, and I can't. It's like, well, fuck your mother. Fuck your mother. We're not going there now.
Well, then they won. They're not going there now.
I know, but I'm asking you as like a legitimate question, your opinion. At what point do you say, like, no, we're not going to bend to that part of your. It's not like you were born with, like, hey, if I eat egg butter, I'll die. It's just it's a conscious choice out of morality. You made the conscious choice. Part of that conscious choice out of morality is suffering.
You know what she should do?
Embrace the suffer.
Embrace the suffer. Don't eat. You don't need to eat.
No. You don't think plants have feelings? Still killing something.
She should set. So it all depends on approach, right? If it's her brother or whatever, I don't know what the fucking situation is. But if someone says, "Hey, we're going out to such and such place to eat. If anyone wants to join us," and then she says, "I can't," well, that's too bad for you. They said where they're gonna go, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
If someone says, "Hey, does everyone want to get together for dinner on Saturday night?" She should approach it early and say, "Yeah, do you mind if we go to this place or this place because they have options for me?" That'd be fair.
Yes.
You know what I learned?
Yes.
I learned this a while ago. You give people 2 options.
You don't give them any more than that.
No, and you don't give them 1 because the opposite of 1 is none. So they say, no, we don't really like the food there. If you give them 2 options, then there's a choice between one or the other. Saying we don't like either of those becomes harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you give them 2 options. That's what she should do.
Let me ask you a question. You play fantasy football sometimes.
I do. I
So,
do.
imagine the fantasy football group, and one person in the group decides to make a moral decision about football. And they said, well, sometimes instead of fantasy football, I'd like to play some fantasy cricket. And you guys aren't respecting that. Is anyone going to be like, we'll play fantasy cricket once a month? No one's going to do that.
See,
no one's going to eat suffocated kumquat wraps.
your understanding of fantasy football doesn't really work.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. You know why? Because veganism, just like fantasy football, is stupid. I'm sorry.
Fantasy football is all I have to live for. Okay?
yeah,
it's all I
it.
have to live for.
I get it.
And I lost in the first week, Andy.
7
out of 8 of my players underperformed.
It gets darkest
7 out of
before the
8.
dawn, Tim. I don't know if that applies either. I just know that it's an inspirational quote from
doesn't.
somebody that said it.
So in that scenario, it would be like saying, do you guys want to go to 2 restaurants tonight? And people being like, all right, we can do football and cricket. So that doesn't work. So goodbye.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was a stupid analogy.
It was a stupid.
But
I see your point, though.
Let me just say this: if everyone's sitting around watching the foosball or the UFC or whatever, and there's 10 people in a room, and 9 people are like, I want to go to the pizza place, and one person is like, I don't want pizza. I want, Applebee's.
Then they can go to Applebee's.
Then go get Applebee's. Go get your Applebee's.
Go get your Applebee's.
If you say I want 9 people to eat Applebee's that don't want Applebee's because you want them to bend around your world, and you want them to do it specifically because you want them to do it.
Have you seen the video? I find this for you, and all of you should look it up too. After binging Bro Down Pro, it's a video of a guy eating a pizza, and I guess he's like reviewing it, and it's a vegan pizza, but he realizes it's not. There's like a thing of cheese on there, and he spits it out and he goes, "What?" And he has like a mental breakdown.
Yeah, they're not going to make it.
No, they're not going to.
They're not going to make it.
They're not going to make it.
They're not going to make it.
No. I understand the reason for veganism, but
I understand.
You can still eat it.
I get the sentiment of it. I look at it the same way. I look at somebody who wants to, count every single grain of rice that goes into their meal so that they don't have 1 extra gram of carbs. And I understand the whole, like, I'm going to eat 6 million donuts until I can't get off the couch. I understand both of those things, but don't fucking expect me to do it too.
Fair.
Right?
Fair.
And when you're in a group and the group's going out to eat, the group decides.
The group decides.
It's a democracy. You're not Caesar.
It's a Rick.
Unless you have an army, go in fucking Outback. All right? We're not going to Shiloh's, garden. It's just the way it is.
I would say throw her a bone every now and then.
Yes.
That's different though.
I guess the thing that's here is that, like, if your diet is so tightly stricken that you cannot go to most restaurants because of butter, like, that's where you draw the line. I think if you have to include, like, spices and shit or, like, basic cooking products as, like, that's the line, that's when it's like, all right, well, I don't know what the fuck to do with you now. Again, that's like a somebody who's cutting weight for a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Being like, can you bend around my diet right now? It's like, well, what's your diet? It's like grilled chicken with nothing on it and a little bit. And you're like, well, nobody serves that. And they're like, well, I guess we don't eat. None of us eat. And you're like, well, I'm fucking hungry and I don't have to wrestle tomorrow. So you can go fuck yourself.
I don't miss those days.
Exactly. But guess what? You had a choice. It was your choice to wrestle.
It was my choice to wrestle.
And you chose to. Did you ever expect anybody to fast with you who didn't wrestle?
No, of course not.
No. You know why? Because you're not a dickhead.
Everyone else had already suffered in my family going through that. All right, what does Abby have to say about this?
I don't know. Probably going to disagree with it. Dear V. Oh, this is a guy? Ugh. We don't even need to read this. Fuck off.
I read the first sentence. You're not going to be happy.
Provide your insensitive relatives with your list of restaurants to choose from that are more accommodated to your lifestyle. In California, many restaurants are catered to patrons with varying needs, so this shouldn't have happened to you more than once. Nothing will change until you speak up. Insensitive relatives.
See that spider?
Yeah, you know what he's going to eat? Not fucking vegetables. He can come to my restaurant.
So I tried my best to play devil's advocate with you for a while there, but I'm actually in agreement with you here.
I know you are.
It's
I can tell. I can tell.
Because I have no, like, backbone to, like, my best argument was there could be butter there.
But that was a good point.
Yeah,
that
because
was a
it would technically, but I'm gonna agree. It would technically not be vegan, and I could see situations where it would be more difficult than probably you and I would think to actually truly stay to a vegan diet.
Yeah.
That being said, we talked about this. Being vegan is, for the most part, not dietary restriction. It's a moral choice.
Yes.
Your morals can hang, and I understand why you would want to, like, hang through and through. But
I get it, but that's suffering.
yeah, but if you can't have a thing of vegetables and mashed potatoes because there may be butter there, you might be going a little bit too hard and heavy here. And I think this is going way too hard and heavy. Your family's not insensitive. They just don't think about it. They're not vegan. They don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every now and then say, hey, guys, do you mind if we go here? That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Don't write into a fucking advice column questionist. Go fuck yourself.
Listen, you can't be that hungry because you had the energy to type on a computer and send an email. Okay? And here's the thing.
Maybe he's too weak to speak. Maybe this was all he could do.
I'm gonna just make a bunch of assumptions here because I don't like this guy now. I think that if you are expecting people who are not vegan to find restaurants that are vegan, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
You suggest where to go.
Yeah.
And if they're like, I don't want to eat there, I go get it beforehand. Like, if I have to go to a place, right, and I know the serving sizes are small.
Yep.
I don't say, hey guys, I eat a lot of food. Can we go somewhere that like a buffet or somewhere that serves a lot of food? That's a dickhead move. You know what I do? I eat before I go, and then I eat dinner. All right?
You're disgusting.
But like, what are you supposed to do? Like, you're gonna make everybody suffer because you don't like meat. No, that's not how it works.
One of my good friends, I talk about her on this podcast all the time. Hi, Sam. She has one of the better outlooks on this that I've seen. I may have told you about this personally before, but she is vegetarian. But if she goes somewhere that
Which one's that?
You don't eat meat.
That's it. You can eat fish and eggs.
I think that's up for debate. That's like, you can be like vegetarian and decide not to eat fish. You can be a vegetarian and decide to eat fish.
Okay.
It's like a thing.
There's like a bunch of names. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to.
yeah.
But go ahead.
I don't know which one she is. But if she goes somewhere and they're serving meat, like if she goes to like a family outing and like a barbecue or something and there's meat there, she'll have some. Because she's like, A, my morals aren't going to win anyone over here. B, the thing's already dead. And the meat is going to be wasted if I don't eat it. So, ipso facto, like, I'm not doing anything extra by withholding meat from myself. But she doesn't purchase meat, and if she goes out to a restaurant, she won't buy meat there.
That is like, if you had to write a book on how to be a vegan, it would be half a page with whatever you just said, and your friend Sam signs the bottom of it.
Yeah.
There's basically like, this person wants, I'm totally judging them. This person wants,
Probably the nicest guy.
they want the whole like, I'm a vegan, animals first, and I don't even eat, egg yolk, pasta, whatever. But they also, they want that like self-righteous, like I'm doing it for the animals, but they don't want to suffer at all for it.
Yeah.
They want, it's like, everything's here for you. It's like, no. You want to do the hard shit, you get the hard shit. We're having steak.
We're having steak.
And there's no potatoes.
Some people do it for environmental reasons.
I'd pay the cook extra to throw the vegetables out if I went to dinner with this person. I would.
You pay for an extra steak just to sit in front of him.
I'll just be like, that animal's flesh and bone is going to rot.
Well, he
unless you
said
eat
family, so families would do something like that. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
possible. Any last thoughts before we sign out this bitch?
it. Nope, I'm done.
All right. If you're vegan, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
We apologize.
little
No. Let us know what you think about the story in the comment section down below. What would you suggest this guy do? Do you go the Abbey route and you give them a list of restaurants that they're allowed to choose from? Do you say, hey, guys, can you throw me a bone every now and then? Or do you just shut the fuck up?
A bone covered with meat?
We'll catch you guys next time.